Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my account, my P&L of 3 accounts, and I share my proprietary safe wheel options trade system for free. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Please type in the chat that you can hear me, and also be sure to post any questions that you might have. Post them early rather than later to make sure that I can get to them before the end of the live stream. Sometimes the live stream is on a little bit of a lag, so you want to get those questions in as soon as possible before I end the stream. Okay, I'm going to start with the earnings edge. Let me make sure you guys hear me okay. All right. So with the earnings edge, what happened last week? Oh, okay, good, thanks. Got the feedback that I needed. You guys can hear me, good, thank you. Last week with the earnings edge, I traded, what did I trade? I traded AMAT and made $1,039. So that trade turned out well. You can see my P&L, 9,553. Right, so actually up on the year a little bit after a couple losses coming in initially. Let me bring over the spreadsheet so I can run the numbers a little bit. Here's the earnings edge. Let's see. 9,553. You can see the market came up quite a bit too. Let's see, where is that? SPY is trading at 501.03. 501.03. So the market's up 5.5% year to date. Market's just shooting up big time. It's just up maybe over 20% in the last couple of months. I mean, it's just going crazy without any kind of pullbacks. Okay, so we're looking at the earnings edge 2022. You can see the outperformance there, 63 to 19. And then the earnings edge underperformed a little bit in 2023. And so far, year to date, earnings edge up, or actually down just a little bit. Pretty much at break even, and then the market's up 5.4%. So you can see that the market's up pretty well. Let's go to the next. What else do we have? We have my next trading account, which is my Premier Level 5. How's that doing? Let's see here. Yeah, you can see some of this going on here. I always like to show that if I remember. And you can see my positions here. Okay, so yeah, all I trade are bonds and futures options, right? You can see that clearly in my account. I'm not doing anything different. But you see the account's down 33,541, so it's down pretty good. When the market has a bull market run, the Premier Level 5 doesn't do as well. It's more set up to where when there's sideways grind downs and crash markets, it catches up to the market and then surpasses 33,541. So I'm down a little bit this year, down 4.5%. So I'm underperforming, but again, the risk reward, I have about 1/3 the risk, the drawdowns. You can see outperformed here in 2022, underperformed in 2023, and now underperforming a little bit here. You can see about half of the nominal gains, but again, 1/3 the drawdowns. So technically, you could multiply that times 3, but it is what it is there. Again, you have a bull run like we've had recently, and this system's not going to do quite as well. This is probably the largest drawdown that I've seen for this system. It is actually, since I've been trading it live. This is the largest drawdown I've seen at any point in the system. Okay, so it's not going to give you those high drawdowns either, even when it's the market's kind of going against it. All right, and most of the time, even bull markets, it'll eventually catch up. Even in bull markets, it'll eventually perform well and make money. That's what it's shown over the back test, forward test, all the way through. Okay, so that is the earnings. That is the Premier Level 5. Let's go to the Safe Wheel account. You can see we traded DraftKings and LI Auto, LI. And let's look at the positions. Okay. There's LI position. So I've got this long call. I put that on Friday. I do that Fridays, right? It expires at the end of the week. It's to protect this hedge right here. So the first thing I look at is this hedge good? What I need to know is it under 100 days old? No, it's not under 100 days, so that's good. And then is this put within 70% of the price of LI? So LI's price is 31.28. 31.28 times 0.7, yeah, 22. So it's holding in there. If it was 21, I would have to roll it up. I gotta stay close to the actual price, but I'm within 70%, so I'm not gonna mess with a put hedge, right? So now I know I have a put hedge. I know I'm hedged. So now I'm gonna run the traditional wheel at this point because I don't hold any shares. I'm not gonna look to do a covered call. I'm gonna look to sell a put. I'm gonna try to do it out of the money, and I want to make at least what is this, $31 or 31 cents. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to sell a put, and I'm going to do it in the nearest expiration. Puts on this side, and I'm at 31.26. So I can sell. I couldn't do the 30. That's not enough premium, but I can do the 30.50, or I could do the 31. I like to go as far out of the money as I can and still collect that premium. So I'm going to sell this one here. And it looks like mid price is 41, so I'm going to sell one. Why am I doing one? Because I have between $5,000 and $10,000, and between $5,000 and $10,000, I do one of the traditional wheel and 3 put hedges. So it's a 1-to-3 ratio. If I had between $10,000 and $15,000, it would be a 2-to-6, and 15 to 20, I would be doing a 3-to-9. Okay, so that's the sizing. Okay, let's see, maybe I have to go down $1. Sell this put here. Okay, so that filled right away. So now I have my traditional wheel on where I'm just starting the wheel over, and I'm selling this put here for around $40. And that's just the traditional wheel, but it's hedged, right? So we're not going to see those heavy drawdowns that you can see with the traditional wheel, where you get a stock that just goes down and down and down, and then you can't do anything about it. That doesn't happen with this system. Okay, so let's get to see if there's any questions or comments here. John, so I want to open an LI position so I can follow your trades. That way I can learn. Does the LI underlying check all 6 filters? Yeah, so yes, it does. I mean, typically, if it checked 6 filters a week ago, it's pretty much probably going to be a good stock for a while, a couple of months at least. It's going to check those 6 filters. The thing is, it might not get it to check the 6 filters is the price. It might get out of the 20, under 20 or over 40. And that kind of takes it away from the being in the filters. But typically, if it hits the filters outside of the price, it's usually pretty good about staying, being a stock that's good to use. Like if DKNG went down, towards $30, it would be, I'm sure it would be past all the filters. It's just certain stocks that have a certain amount of volatility that fit that, and a certain amount of liquidity. They do fit the mold, and they pretty much always are going to kind of fit that mold. Okay, you guys tell me everything audio is good. Good morning, Bill. Let's see here. Jeff, what is the position size of the safe wheel for $10,000 to $15,000? 6 put hedges and short 2 puts or long 2 calls? Yes, it's the same thing I'm doing, but it's just twice as much, right? So every $5,000, you just multiply it out. So yes, it would be, I would have sold 2. These would be 2 right here, and this would be a 6 if I had between 10 and 15,000. Kevin, good morning. Let's see. Will, next week, Costco, Nvidia, HD all have earnings. I think they are good for the earnings play. Do you ever do more than one underlying per week? They might be good for earnings play. We'll see if they fit through the filters. Do I ever do more than one? I don't. I'm mainly doing it for proof of concept. Um, so I don't do more than one. But there's a lot of people that have learned the Earnings Edge system, and they do more than one. In fact, probably most people in the course do more than one. I personally don't. Probably get better diversification that way too. Tron, I know your SafeWell strategy is proprietary that I developed. Yes. What are the restrictions for those of us that purchase a flow chart from sharing with friends and family? Well, obviously, would prefer that the friends and family, if they have access to the course, that they should purchase it. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I think that would be fair. If it took a lot of time and effort and knowledge to put that together, so that's kind of the way I feel about it. Let's see. I've been running with Kohl's KSS. The volatility has been pretty nice. KSS. Yeah, I think I looked at that one. KSS. I think that was one of the finals when I did LI. I almost did KSS. That was pretty close to between those two. Okay, question here. Carrots. Can one, that's OptionNet Explorer, simulate stock assignment to backtest a SafeWell? Yes. You have to manually do it, but yes, you can backtest a SafeWell with it. I backtest a SafeWell with OptionNet Explorer. Avery says, I would check for earnings. Oh, okay. So she's referring to getting into LI. Sometimes if the stock is coming into earnings, you may not want to flip the bill for the put hedge. Sometimes it could be a little more expensive because we're coming into earnings. So she's saying if you're going to go into LI, check earnings. When is earnings coming up for LI? Usually don't want to do it within a couple weeks. And it looks like it's coming up on the 26th. Today's the 12th. You're probably good enough for now, but any other time later on, you're getting too close. Jeff, how's the SafeWell managed during a crash? Do you close all the positions except for the put hedge to maximize profit? No, once the put hedge pays off, in other words, it's worth more than the losses you're taking if you're long shares, then you take it off. If there's a crash, it'll be worth significantly more than any kind of loss that you might have by being long shares. And you just take it off and you take the profits and you can start over again. Carrots, big rally right after initiating the wheel is not very pleasant. Yeah, no, I mean, we're collecting another $40 today to kind of cut into the losses of the put hedge. We're down, what, 150, so 3 weeks worth of selling premium, or 4 weeks. But, you never know what's going to happen here. If the market goes down, this thing could be worth more. Tron. Let's see. He says, I agree and respect that, so I know the SafeWell strategy. Okay, yeah, in other words, in terms of sharing it with friends and family. Yeah, thanks. Okay, well, Gracie University just updated their Gracie Combative course. It's for white to blue belt. You're overqualified, but you should check it out. All right. Okay, well, thanks. I don't know if I'm overqualified. I mean, there's so much to know in jiu-jitsu. There's blue belts that know stuff that I don't know for sure. Okay, Avery. And when you get assigned, I think you have to type in 100 shares at the top of the next model. Yeah, so you have to use shares. So there's a way to buy shares when you use OptionNet Explorer. And Will says, our best win this year for the SafeWell has been a huge rally when our $5 call made $100+. Oh yeah, so the upside stuff works out sometimes, for sure, especially when you own shares. So I think I owned shares when that happened too. Tron responding to Will, I was questioning the $5 call, but a couple of weeks ago it paid off for 90 bucks from KSS. So no more questioning for me. Yeah, it doesn't pay off very often, but when it does, it helps significantly. And you know, what if one of these LI got a takeover bid and it goes from 30 to 90? I mean, your put hedge is going to go to zero. You're not going to lose too much money, but man, will that long call make some good money. So I'm always protected for the worst case scenario. That's the way I trade. I mean, it's not really I think differently, I think, than most. They're worried about the quick buck, and I'm more worried about let's preserve the capital, right? That's my thought process. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit older. Okay, I don't see any more questions, but typically they kind of come in at the end of the live stream, so I'll give it just another minute here, or a couple seconds to see if there's any more questions. I do appreciate you guys coming into my live streams, and I hope that I can teach you guys something that's different, you know, so that you can't get anywhere else, and also that you can see the P&L. That's what I'm hoping that you know. I wouldn't learn from somebody that didn't share their P&L. Like, I just don't know what you know. Why would you trust somebody that didn't share their P&L? I don't know why. I don't understand it. But that's what I'm trying to. That's one of the things I'm trying to do here. Show you guys. You need to see P&L, right? To trust anyone. Okay, one last comment here. Steve-O, hit the like button. Yes, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. It would help me, and I think it would help others if you believe that this is valuable in any way. It would help others too to find it if you hit the like button. I appreciate that. All right, so in parting, I'd like to say, if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? All right, thanks. I'll be back next week. We'll see you then.